So yesterday I was asked on a podcast, Pat, when did you know you were going to win? Like, when did you know you were going to win? And by the way, this is a very common question, but there's a reason why people ask this question, because what if I told you, you already know whether you're going to win or not? Let me say that one more time. What if I told you, you already know whether you're going to win or not? Let me explain to you what I mean by this. It is 2006. I'm in a meeting. Speaker speaking. He's delivering his message. And I'm sitting right there. And I'm probably one of the top 30, top 40 guys in the room. But all of a sudden, for about 5 minutes, I zone out. I'm not in the room. I'm physically in the room, but I'm not in the room mentally. You ever done that before? Like, you're not, you know what I'm talking about, right? So I'm out. I'm gone. And my brain just goes to my mind. It's like, where am I going to be? Because I was 26 years old at the time. So where am I going to be, 5 years from now, 10 years from now, 15 years from now? In my mind, all of a sudden, I got the smile on my face. But it's not a smile. It's like a smirk on my face, right? And all of a sudden, I snap out of it because I'm hearing my name. And the speaker from stage is saying, everybody look at Pat's eyes. And everyone starts to look at my eyes. Says, I don't know what Pat's thinking about, but something's going to happen with Pat's eyes. And you know what's wild about that meeting? Here's what I was thinking about the entire time when I snapped out of it. Because everybody was bragging about what they were going to do. But I knew most of the guys that were bragging about what they were going to do, they were all full of it. In my mind, I said, and I know this is going to sound military, maybe like the wrong words, but this is the word we use in competition of sports. I said, I'm going to kill all you guys in this business. So I'm going to kill everybody in this business. And they have no idea what's about to take place. Because I am not going to stop. That's what I said. I'm not going to stop. So the speaker's saying what he's saying. But you see, no one in the room knew. But I had the sense of peace in the room in myself saying, there's no way in the world I'm stopping with this thing until I get everything I came for. All of it. I wanted all of it. I'm 26 at the time. I wanted I'm making $150 a year. I'm not making a lot of money a year at the time. But there was that confidence. So watch what I did next. I said, okay, Pat. And you know how you talk to yourself? I'm like, I like your confidence where you're at. But let's see how much real confidence you have. Why don't you go to somebody that is way ahead of you and tell them that you're going to be bigger than them? Let's see if you have that kind of guts. So I went to Phoenix. I flew out to Phoenix, and this guy was speaking. He was the biggest guy in the company at that time. And he was a bit of a bully, and I like bullies because I know how to deal with bullies. And so I went up to this guy, and I said, hey, I just want to tell you something. And I talked to him outside for a few minutes. He was like 10, 15 years older than me. He said, yeah, sure. I said, I just want you to know, a lot of respect for the business you build, but there's no way in the world you will ever build the size of a business that I'm going to build. And he said, excuse me? I said, there's no way in the world you're ever going to build the size of the business I'm going to build. Now, you can call it cocky. You can call it arrogance. You can call it whatever you want. I don't care what you call it. I didn't care about how I came across. I didn't care about, oh my gosh, this guy sounds... No, all I knew was I wasn't going to stop. I just wasn't going to stop. So watch what happens next. I leave. I come back. I get to work. And the next thing you know, things start happening. Things start elevating. But here's what's crazy. A lot of times people come and ask the question, did you always know? I pretty much knew that I was willing to pay the price to get everything I wanted. Because, when we had a baby, I never forget when we had a baby and my wife and I would speak, and she was like, how are we going to handle all these kids and all this stuff? I said, listen, if people can become presidents and have kids and raise kids and run businesses and do all this other stuff, and people go into military, we can do it as well. If only one person did, it's a different story. But about 107 billion people, according to some census, have been born in this world since day one. That's the number you read about, 107 to 113 billion people. A lot of them have had kids. We can overcome that challenge as well. There's not only been one millionaire, there's been millions of millionaires. It's not a big deal. There's not only one billionaire, there's been a ton of billionaires. It's no longer a big deal to be a billionaire. Moral of the story is, whatever you think, whether you're going to win or not, the reason why I say you're right, because deep down inside, you know whether you're willing to pay the price long enough or not. You already know it. Nobody else knows it. It's a decision you've already made, by the way. It's a secret decision. You and you. Nobody else knows. It's like it was a secret decision to me. Like, if you watch a Kobe documentary or a Jordan documentary or some of these guys' documentary that they killed it, they knew way before day one that they were gonna do what they wanted to do. So for some of you guys that are right now saying, man, I would love to get to that point, you can. You can, but it's all about clarity. It's all about you being able to be very clear about exactly what you want and showing a habit of you continuously being able to overcome pain. Like talking to a guy the other night, I said, listen, why is it every single time something happens, you stop working? Why? Why is it every single time you have a family issue, you have a health issue, somebody dies, you almost look for an excuse to slow down your business and you say, but you don't understand what I'm going through, it's so hard, and you want everybody to feel your sympathy. Why do you do that to yourself? I say, you realize that's a mechanism of escaping from the work to actually go out there and get the dream, and this is your way of saying, because I've had such a hard time, that's why I never won. But you're escaping it, just so you know that. Like, the performers know, like, we know. Somebody else may not know, but we know. No, it's not really how it is. I really have a tough life. Come on, man. And then I give 10 other testimonies about tough lives. I'm like, no, you just like negative attention, and you got to figure out a way to stop that because it's hurting you. So whoever's watching this, here's what I do know. Somewhere in the world, one of you is watching this saying, this guy's speaking my language. I'm going to win. I'm going to make this thing happen. I already know it, Pat. I relate because I'm willing to tolerate pain. If that's you, cannot wait to read about you in history books. Take care, everybody. Have a great week. Love you. Bye-bye.